It's about to get hectic in the middle side. They have the access to that airdrop as well, but R7 doing a great job of gatekeeping Pain out of that circle, and the rest of the team just drop like flies, and now Core Memory is in trouble as RRQ cases upon them.
RRQ, they have to control Rainbow 7 and at the same time controlling Core Memory. Core Memory has a monster truck that can be used to travel. Dudes managed to throw a grenade. Dawn is on the ground. Jump, trying to find space to get to Dawn, but Jump went down as well. Cougar and Zen trying to go inside the zone as far as they could, but Cougar exploded by Dude's grenade. Zen goes down as well with Miles AWM. Core Memory eliminated on the 4th place. Now we, 5th place, I'm sorry. We are now left with 4 members. M-Lost finally making their appearance, trying to attack Rainbow 7.
And it's getting really spicy right now as Falcons completely demolish the rest of RQ here. They're gone. Eliminated 3 teams left. R7 juking their way away from Lost. We're putting everything in the kitchen sink to take away this space. Falcons gatekeeping, keeping the teams at bay. Nando 9 explodes as Kiroro's nade actually lands onto him as well. But Kiroro, he's not done. Nando 9, round 7, also the next one to fall as well. As Falcons flex forward to their name, and they're not done. Rushing forward. R7 also now in trouble. Their positions are good, looking to overcome. Della as well, trying and struggling, and he cannot find anything. His teammate is close, but separated from one another. And Falcons are just completely overcoming them, swarming them like flies. And R7 is now out.
R7 dropped out on 3rd place, is now left Falcon and Lost. Thailand versus Brazil. Rigby and Jonathan all is left for Lost. Rigby trying his best to get some shots on towards Team Falcon. Peter on the fence, went down to General, but Rigby goes down as well. It's all up to General right now. But General goes down. Kiroro is better. And there you go, point rush, game number 1.
Head on over back to Free Fire because that's almost unheard of on Bermuda.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, well, a factor is everyone knows Bermuda. Another factor is everyone wants that survivability factor. So they want to grab that booyah, make sure that they have that head start points, so jumping into the grand finals. But there are a few unfortunate events, especially for those at the bottom, like Dragon Esports. Remind, as the casters mentioned, not only once, but if I'm not mistaken, thrice he has been targeted. Thus, they ended up with no points.
Yeah, and Gideon, something I liked that you pointed out when we were watching the games earlier, right? The teams were making interesting plays, right? Every move was intentional, very decisive. So it was either you were fighting or you were disengaging, and we saw a lot of retreating.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think this is one of the more interesting early games that we've seen before, because again, other than the teams that had an active, a proactive approach into the game, Pain Gaming being a big highlight because they were actively hunting down the Dragons, EVOS as well, trying to kind of intercept as many people as possible. But I think at peak itself is where we saw a lot of the teams, hey, they got their spots, we have to disengage. We're seeing a lot of squads actually rotating off of it before we saw the snowball effect coming into Ring 3 and 4.
Yeah, I mean, I remember the position of Movistar R7. They are in the rooftop of Peak. Buriram United is down at the ground. And I guess, though they are comfortable with that drop spot, it's just difficult for them to maintain and having someone bothering them. So they just jump out, and that's when 2 of the players of Buriram United just go down. And then Team Vitality follow through, and there's a lot that happened.
Well, and something that I want to add about R7, it's because, I mean, they do not respect Buriram as I think Buriram would like to be respected. So they are not scared to face Buriram, I mean, face to face. So it's good to see, because I think it kinds of give more fire to the game, you know. And I mean, R7, it's a brand new team playing like something worldwide championship. So Buriram probably doesn't even know the strategy that they will apply at the game. So it kinds of a surprise, you know, for them too.
Can we also talk about the domino effect and some of the rotations that actually happened? I mean, the snowball effect all started when Team Vitality realized, hey, AGAL is kind of outside of the zone. They got the pick off of Do, and it ended up hurting Fluxo unintentionally, right? The rotations ended up being, hey, AGAL came a little bit late. Fluxo realized, oh, they're behind us. Then they noticed the mill effect where everybody, CRM, Bodiram, Team Vitality, all in one place. All of these rotations ended up happening much earlier on into the match. BRU rotated early. R7 had a super powered position because the ring eventually pulled to the opposite side.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, all that disruption that happened, that's where Team Vitality has been clutched out by Wasana. We also saw Fluxo being eliminated just in that same area, and it does follow through. After the chase from Pain to take down the final survivor, which is Wasana, then that's when it stopped. That's when everything slowed down towards the final few teams.
I mean, the domino effect started because there were just so many players within such a small space. And now begs the question, we're going on to Purgatory next, and this map is obviously much bigger than Bermuda. Does that mean we're going to be maybe seeing that same style? Because to be fair, I do think Purgatory allows for a much more slower playstyle because you're not all cramped onto such a not so tiny island, but it's a little bit bigger than Bermuda. But I mean, is that something that's going to happen? Or do you think after that match, teams are going to look at this and say, okay, if everyone's going to play so passive, it kind of makes sense to just kick it into high gear and actually start playing aggressive?
Yeah, definitely that is what Team Falcons has been doing. Every time a reset is happening, Team Falcons is just grabbing and raking up the points. And I guess R7 is also trying to do the same. From the beginning, they're the ones targeting Dragon Esports, and they took them out. Even as they follow through, even William United chased out, they're just in there being the Apex or trying to be the Apex Predator until Team Falcons came in.
Well, we'll let the teams get ready. But in the meantime, though, we actually managed to get a quick chat with EVOS before the match was started today. So let's see how EVOS are feeling coming into Point Rush.
Hey everyone, it's EVOS here with Yunso. So right next to me, we have Ray and Razia. Okay, so you guys, yesterday we just finished our Group A and C. It was a very intense match. So overall, I think everyone are keeping their eyes on EVOS, Falcon, and Lost. What will you guys do to handle the situation and also to bear the stressfulness things?
Tentunya kemarin kan kalian sudah melihat dan sudah menyelesaikan juga dari tim A dan juga tim C. Dan tentunya sekarang setelah mau masuk ke dalam babak knockout, itu sudah tentunya kalian sebagai top 3 yaitu EVOS, Lost dan juga Falcons gitu kan. Pasti bakal jadi diincar gitu. Bagaimana cara kalian tentunya menekan pressure yang dapat dari tim-tim lain dan juga strategi kalian untuk hari ini?
Mungkin kalau buat hari ini kita bermain buat ngebaca game aja sih. Karena kan kita baru masuk ke rush point. Jadi kita perlu ngebaca game-game lawan hari ini.
So I think for today, we're just gonna try to read how's the opponent gonna play, because this is still the first day, and everybody just gonna do something new as well. So we're just trying to read them for now.
Alright, that's really good, Ray. So Razia, what is your goal today for the Point Rush stage? And realistically, what is the placement do you want in today's match?
Untuk Rasya, tentunya kira-kira secara realistik, goal kalian hari ini apa dan placement kalian yang kalian harapkan itu di mana?
Mungkin kalau dari aku masalah placement nanti dulu. Kalau dari mungkin lebih disiplin aja mainnya dan lebih rapi, mungkin itu.
Okay. So I don't want to think about placement too much right now. I just want to play better, and I just want the team to be more disciplined.
Yeah, discipline. What a very nice answer from our players today. Well done. Really glad and relieved to hear that EVOS is still keeping a very fun vibe so that they can play the best today. Good luck to you, EVOS, today.
Alright, sad to see that on the previous game, EVOS Divine was eliminated quite early in the match. And yep, as said by Rasha, discipline is everything. Placement is another thing. So for game number 2, EVOS Divine is looking to try and maybe play a more secure play style to ensure that they don't get eliminated again.
EVOS Divine is interesting because day one we saw them go full set aggressive early game, and the second half of the day they decided, okay, this is not giving us the booyahs that we want, so decided to just really pump the brakes and say it's okay to play a little bit more methodical, it's okay to take our time. After all, regardless, they were still very consistent throughout the entirety of this week. I think they were okay getting at top 4 in most games. Yeah, they got knocked out a little bit early in 1 or 2 games, but mostly they have managed to, I would say, stay intact for the most part of these games. So I'm super excited to see what they want to bring to the table. I mean, we saw a bit of a glimpse of them on game number 1, but for me, we didn't really see that full potential, that full sense style, EVOS Divine style play, and I want to see more.
All right, looks like claps are given. Game number 2 is about to begin. For those who missed game number 1 in Bermuda, it was Falcons that catch the booyah of the opening day of Point Rush stage. Now we are going to game number 2. Purgatory will be the venue. And let's see who will be crowned booyah this time around. For those who might not know, Flypath is from Central up until Moat House. And such a beautiful day to be in Purgatory. This is one of my favorite maps aside Bermuda. Very large map, very nice terrain to play around with. And it looks like Buriram will still drop on Marble Works, but Mount Villa shots is being heard between Fluxo and Rainbow 7. Same goes to Fire Brigade as RRQ is shooting towards Team Falcons. Paying Gaming, quite a unique formation, covering the whole area of Moat House entirely.
It's good. I mean, I'm more curious about DRG here. They had such a rough start previous map, and most importantly, Remind was knocked down so many times, and they're still going with that same style play. But for now, moving our eyes onto this fight here, we're seeing a lot of eliminations, at least 1 to 2 pickups, and Falcons just running for their lives. And RQ putting that pressure onto Pina. But Pina, undeterred, unbothered, just moves away, happy to move away with this weapon. It's a nice one too. It's put a lot of chip damage onto Gear, who's just been subbed into this map.
Yep, Pina as well subbed in for On Fire for Team Falcons. So it's sub versus sub. And here comes good from RRQ. No wait, all a rush. Babar Gaming is on the way. And there you go, Mal goes up together with Dutz. It's 2v1. Pina has no chance. And another point goes to Indonesia RRQ. Rexicum Kyon finally showing their true colors here on the Point Rush stage.
When things go wrong, just move forward, just rush forward here. And I have to say, they give a lot of respect to Falcons, despite the fact it's only just Pina there, moving as a unit, making sure they don't get traded. And now, together, they decide to rush up toward where the Falcons are holed up. And Falcons, they are very, very separated here on this map. Pina, the last one that's just come in alone toward Fire Brigade. The other 3 here over to Lumber Mill. And I think that Peter has positioned himself all the way outside. 18 Deer has already positioned himself further out as well, as the other 2 decides to get a bit more aggressive. Trade for trade, limit down, but so is Mao. But numbers advantage still very much there. A 1v1? No, it's 2v1. And the members of RRQ are now in trouble, but no. The same could be said about Falcons here. I have to say, this fight, you think that one team's getting the lead? The immediate recovery is incredible.
RRQ, I think they were upset that they could not secure top 3 in the previous game. Now going super aggressive towards the returning champions. Again, the Falcons slowly losing their feathers towards RRQ. 5 elimination kills. And this is just between RRQ and Falcons. That RRQ did not hunt any other team. It's just Falcons alone. So 5 times Team Falcon experienced death. Time and time again, they have to go down, revive back, go down again, revive back. So I think the only option for Falcon is just to try and stay away from Lumber Mill. And now we're looking at Marble Works. Fluxo has started their route by hunting down Buriram, but it looks like Gil is the one hunted down.
These immediate trades from all these teams just show how aware they are and how quick their rotations are from each other as well. Wasana barely even spots the hit of Bobs there. Bobs take a lot of damage. He's still hunkered down behind that glue wall, but not for long. Gyu does get eliminated, and Wasana, he wants to go for the chase. The rest of the team here understanding the predicament. I think it's a great idea for the rest of Fluxo to say it's okay, move all the way back, and just reset ourselves to be able to continue on this map as well. As for me, they got another kill to their name, and honestly, flex that.
Yeah, that was the replay of Peter taking down a member from Team Lost. I could only see it on the kill feed. But yeah, talking about playing gaming, they drop quite uniquely here, covering the whole side of Mode House. I think they trust each members of Paying Gaming to take care of themselves, try to play solo, but that is a good strategy. Once one of your team members interacted with an enemy team, and let's say if that person went down, the other 3 members could actually maybe inculcate another plan to stay away. Meanwhile, for AGAL, their rotation towards campsite is now being bothered by Vitality. Kyung was shot a few times, but still braving himself to try to use the mini jump pad together with the other members of a Team Vitality. However, nearby there is a core memory KOG.
Keroro has revived the leader. Yeah, it's to be expected as EVOS now. We wanted to see their bags, and here we go as turnout falls Chinoy as well. And this team is just so unrelenting. They are coming in from so many different angles. It's really hard for AGL to even play off each other. They're isolated, separated, and just completely overwhelmed. Thankfully, there's still one more member still very much alive. Happy to bring them back into the game. I'm not too sure where exactly he is. The rest of the team just skedaddling away, and I think they want to go for this hunt.
Yeah, he went to the nearest vending machine, I believe.
No,
but no.
you
revived with an M8-2B in hand. Goes down for the second time in our second game right here. So, yep, AGAL, they were hunting, they were actually shooting towards Vitality, but at the same time, EVOS came back, backstabbed them, and disturbed and almost eliminated them. Again, EVOS, with their surprise strategy, I don't think Vitality knew that EVOS Divine was around. When they were using the jump pad, they were thinking, okay, we are in the clear, let's rotate to another place. We might not be interacting with an enemy team. Now EVOS Divine is there. Inside the arsenal, Dix goes down. Ray with nice shot with the shotgun. Azriel as well, right on the floor. However, aim got goes red. Ray not looking very good in terms of HP. 10 HP left. Bakoja doing a lot of work, but sadly, work is not there. Only Kyung is left, and there you go. Bye-bye, Vitality. 12th place for them in Purgatory. I could see Rasha say, woo-hoo! From EVOS Divine. Nice sweep from the White Tigers.
And this is incredible coming in from EVOS, understanding how exactly to play that. Honestly, I understand what Vitality wants to do, which is to make a bit more space between them, hunker down inside of the Arsenal. But the problem with Arsenal is that they have 2 different openings. And EVOS understood the assignment. 2 openings, no problem. Plug in one side, rush in from the other, and suddenly you are just choked and pincered in there. No place to move at all, as the utilities were thrown in as well. You cannot fight back in that situation. And Vitality, this must be heartbreaking for them, knowing that, you know, you are an aggressive team and you are the ones who are the hunters. This time around,
Ash,
you are the hunted.
do you want to know something? After Vitality was eliminated, RRQ was eliminated by Dragons. Impressive stuff. I wish we can get a replay to see how did Dragons execute their plan in Central to oust out RRQ. Because if you look in the history of Dragon Supreme Kyon, RRQ is basically their headquarters. But however, in Brasilia, right around the housing area, on the southern side, you can look inside Buriram and R7 is added. This is a rematch between the Thailand and the Brazilian team, and it looks like Buriram might win this, cornering Daya and Games King in one corner. Ron Charles has been put out, but still nobody goes down just yet. Get high, Moshi and Wasana. Joanna apparently is not in the fray. Same goes to Joker from Rainbow 7. Daya is right outside, but it looks like Get High is on the ground. Opportunity for Rainbow 7 to go for the wipe, and they did. Blue and blue, it looks like Buriram is now no more in our game, I believe. Yep, I could confirm that. Time plays for Buriram, and this is a replay from how Dragons control RRQ. They put Remind in a very nice spot to oversee, to spot members of RRQ. Again, Remind doing so much work for Dragons, and that is amazing coming from a team from Middle East, North Africa.
Coming back to the fight against Rev United as well, I think that Rev United had the right idea of breaching into that compound, but the problem is they didn't realize that the other members of R7 were on the top side of that building here. It was so chaotic. Yes, one member fell, but it allowed for the other members to just go upstairs, reposition themselves on the outside. And speaking of repositions and fights here, AGL, Chino again in trouble as the members of Lost. They were just kind of walking around, wandering around on the outer skirts. Found him, gets a pick off, and for Lost, they haven't really been the loudest like they were this week as well today. So this might be the beginning of that, as Saifa as well will be knocked down in this situation. Lost have to just sweep out around the area, and every time you know that when Lost just commits, it could be quite bloody. But EVOS also has other things in mind. As Lost goes in for those fights, makes their presence known, EVOS says, let's pressure them.
Lost could not actually cross the river as EVOS is waiting for them on the other side. And yeah, while you were pushing points about Buriram, R7 has been hunting them ever since we started our EWC. There you go. Good kill here from EVOS. AGAL still have a few remaining members still alive. EVOS, after a very devastating game number 1, they come back strong here in game number 2. 10 elimination points in 10 minutes. And I believe they will still add more. And fun right here for Pain Gaming. No rush, no how. They're quite far from the zone, but yep, with the jeep that they have, they can just cruise around Purgatory. On your left, this is field where everybody was running for their lives. That is the tour for Team Pain Gaming, and for Dragons. This is the underdogs of our current stage of EWC, doing very well, and AGL yet again been eliminated by EVOS Divine, and that is elimination number 11.
Rough circle as well toward Lumber Mill here. Body of water through it as well. So it's about Metatron making sure where exactly the circle is going to shift next. A lot of teams rotating over from northern side here, looking at Pain and Fluxo, who's I think meeting onto the northern side there, onto a fight. There we go. As Pain were very much ready for it as well. For Fluxo moving in and out of that time turner is just doing a magic for them as well. But quick trades all around for both teams as well. But the one on the front foot here is Pain, who completely overcome Fluxo in a blink of an eye.
The Global Finals 2024 champions is not looking too hot here. Coming in towards the point rush stage, could not handle Pain Gaming that was coming into the new zone. Yeah, Fluxo really needs to step up their game. This is not the Fluxo that we see in Rio de Janeiro. This is just something foreign, something new, something that we do not see a Fluxo team does. So I believe maybe it's just, I don't know, maybe it's just a very bad week for Fluxo.
No, I think it's a great week for Pain, actually. Look how aggressive they are rushing toward R7 here. But R7 was already raiding. They already had the glue wall set up here. And Peter decides to make the glue walls his own. Takes Games King down quickly, but AGL also is here. It's a three-way fight. And everyone, it does an all-out free-for-all. Peter gets one. Della knocked out. Dew as well. R7 is just somehow still surviving this onslaught. Barely any players left alive. But Pain not allowing that to happen anytime longer here. Gets a pickup as well onto Peter. And AGL not done quite yet, because here are the White Tigers who are rushing toward Pain Gaming. Yeah, Pain Gaming wants to bring in the Pain, but the Tigers are aggressive as heck. But Ray oversteps, falls as well. Very much ready for it. Noda X finds Ray. Peter also will be traded out by Coachil. What a nice nade thrown out here, as Coachil throws in that last nade as well. Finds the final member, and Gus is eliminated. Pain Gaming, you have overstayed your welcome. A bit too aggressive.
A very aggressive play by Pain Gaming. They had 11 elimination kills before being wiped by EVOS. Again, the White Tigers, EVOS, doing so well here in Purgatory. And right now, they are going back, trying to control the teams from Lumber Mill to not cross the river right in front. Teams that are on the side of Fire Brigade are Team Falcon, Team Lost, Dragons, and CRM. Basically, 4 out of 6 teams are outside, on the other side of the river across Team EVOS. Including AGL also. So only EVOS Divine here on the Brasilia side. By no, they tried to go in, but sadly, aim guard was aimed down. However, Coach Hill came in the nick of time to get him up back in his feet. Jump, running quite low. Rasha jumps in, but it's okay. He could crawl behind the stone and be picked up by his own teammate. And to add blessing to their grace, there is a monster truck that just dropped right in front of them. They could use that as cover, but as much as they would like to use it as cover, Team Core Memory is not giving them a good time. Falcon has been eliminated on 6th place, but it looks like EVOS might actually follow up with them on 5th. As shots raining down by Core Memory. They are really using that monster truck feats for days as Jump takes down Coach Hill. Meanwhile, on Lumber Mill, Dragon doing so good. They took down Lost, but Rimai could not survive the zone. And there goes Rimai. AGAL might come as well on 3rd place after Dragons on 4th. Now we are left with Core Memory and also EVOS Divine.
Honestly, I'm quite surprised that EVOS Divine is still alive and kicking here. They didn't have a lot of space. That tiny rock was their only saving grace here, but now the circle shrinks. They're forced to rush forward out here in the open, and everything in the kitchen sink thrown out once again. But EVOS rushes forward, wants to take away that space, but he's all alone. Aim God, no one to trade him. Rasha rushing away for his life, and Core Memory, that pressure is great for them, and they take away this booyah.
A very coordinated and quite easy booyah for Core Memory. They have rained down Team EVOS for quite a long time, causing them to use a lot of their med kits and possibly a few glue walls in the same process. When EVOS tries to rotate away, tries to find that angle to avoid shots from Core Memory, sadly, there is one member that is on top of one of the towers nearby, had a clear angle, had a clear view onto EVOS Divine. Utilities were set. Core Memory has stopped EVOS Divine in their tracks, and that is where they went in. They jumped in. They know EVOS Divine is currently weak, and they went in for the wipe. Kudos to Core Memories as well as EVOS Divine. They have survived for quite a long time. And for the EVOS Divine, for game number 2 Purgatory, they are the most aggressive and competitive team that existed in that game.
For now, we have an interview on stage here. Carol, what is going on down there?
Wow, it's getting hot here, and it's all about the point rush stage. And right now we have to have a word with Team Falcons, the reigning champions, and so far they have done so good. And of course, we are watching such a great dominance by the Asian teams. But right now, it's all about Team Falcons. I have here with me Peter. Thanks so much for the interview. Let's talk a little bit about the perfect time that you're having here so far. You swap a whole squad, you send all them back to the lobby like in a perfect time. And I would like to know how much of that was the preparation versus instinct.
ก็เมื่อสักครู่นะฮะเราได้เคลียร์แบบว่าเคลียร์เราได้สวีปเคลียร์หลายๆทีมเลยนะฮะส่งกลับไปนั่งรออยู่ที่ล็อบบี้เลยฮะอยากรู้ว่าเราได้ณตอนนั้นเราคิดอะไรบ้างครับหรือว่ามันเป็นไปตามสัญชาตญาณอย่างเดียวล้วนๆเลยครับ
ก็เล่นตามวงครับไม่ได้มีอะไรมากเลยก็เราเล่นตามสไตล์ของเราครับ
Actually there's nothing like much about that we just play like basis on like usually we just play like depends on the circle and like everything has just going according to our plans
But does Peter have any preparation like individual preparation
มีการแบบว่าได้เตรียมตัวแบบว่าอะไรเป็นพิเศษบ้างไหมครับ
ก็แค่เล่นให้เร็วกว่าเดิมครับ
so we increase the game pace little by little
Okay, for us to finish our interview, let's talk about a little bit of the team synergy. We are watching great synergy between you guys, and specifically Pina subbing in for On Fire. What was the vibe like, the team right now? Because you guys changed the roster from last year, and how was this new dynamic?
ก็เดี๋ยวมาพูดคุยกันเรื่องของซินเนอร์จีของทีมบ้างนะฮะเคมีของในทีมได้มีการเปลี่ยนตัวผู้เล่นเข้ามาเนี่ยฮะมันมีอะไรเปลี่ยนแปลงไปบ้างไหมครับ
ก็ไม่มีอะไรเปลี่ยนแปลงมากครับเพราะว่าผู้เล่นของเราทุกคนก็เล่นได้ดีอยู่แล้วครับ
Actually, there's no difference at all because like every player we have like really good skill already. So just a little of adjustment, then we are ready to go.
All right, they are definitely ready to go here at AWC 2025. We have heard enough from Team Falcons, and right now we just wanted to watch more and more from this team. Thanks so much for the interview. Good luck in the rest of the day. And right now we're gonna have a quick break, but we'll be right back.
Hi everyone, it's Yunso, and I'm right here at the Boulevard Street. I wish you guys could be here because it's very fun here. Many things to explore, but you know what? I'm kind of having a bad day because all of my city regions, they seem to be like doesn't have a good game. So I'm going to this ice cream store to sweetening my things out. Hello. So there are plenty of flavors, but I think I'm going to do a mix. Everything. Okay. I've never seen this type. I mean, I saw it a lot on social, but I never had it before. But it looks interesting. What is this? How can he?
Thank you.
What is it?
Mashallah, mashallah.
Am I being blessed?
Ice cream. Yes.
That's big. How did?
Thank you. Focus,
When I can. Now I understand the people like on social when they need their ice cream, but they cannot have their ice cream actually. But how did he pluck a big thing like that? Oh, thank you. Oh, I thought I can.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Oh. How can? Thank you. Finally, I have my ice cream here. Enjoy.
Escogí Free Fire porque lo empecé a jugar con mis primos o familiares, entonces pasaba buen tiempo con ellos jugando Free. Bueno, mi motivación siempre va a ser mi familia y mis amigos que siempre me apoyan en todo esto.
He is the clutch king of R7.
La verdad, un sueño, es como algo muy importante para mí en verdad. Pues vengo a ganar obviamente, creo que es uno de mis mayores sueños, entonces obviamente vengo con todo el power.
Movistar R7!
Creo que lo que más nos diferencia como equipo es la sinergia que tenemos todos juntos y el buen ambiente que manejamos.
Come on, don't sleep, man.
¿Cuál tu arma favorita?
La espada bulla.
Now they're still hunting those white tigers.
No depende contra nadie con quien me esté enfrentando. Siempre soy agresivo.
Games Kings is going to be player number 2 to make contact right around the corner.
Nosotros no tenemos rivales no tenemos rivales. Todos los tomamos como por igual.
Games King entered the 10 and Moji is on the ground, giving the 5th point here for R7.
Que se preparen porque R7 va a ir a comerse a todo el mapa.
But R7 playing it smart, going in for the flank around, but one great big mistake, and R7 delivers their first booyah of the day. Movistar R7 proving exactly who the stars are.
ไม่ได้รอเจาะเครอนะเอ๊ะมีแม็กเอไอทิ้งให้กูบ้างกูรอเจาะให้เดี๋ยวหมดแล้วนะ กูอยากดันว่ะรอพี่รอดันนะเว้ยดันขึ้นซ้ายมาขึ้นซ้ายมาจับมาโอเคกูปาเขียวให้นะกูปาเขียวให้กูมีการระเบิดไอ้ซ้ายจะดาวกดการระเบิดให้ดับกวาดกลางตัวนี้ให้ดาวสวยดาว1แล้วมันดีไปหลังเฮ้ยมันกดเข็มดาวเฮ้ยมีต้องออกตัวนี้หมดเว้ยสวยมาดิวะมาดิ
Core Memory launched themselves up that leaderboard by securing a booyah on Purgatory. And just when we think we know what's kind of happening in these matches on the panel, it just seems that there's just a brand new surprise. It looked like it was going to be Falcons just doing their old shenanigans, biding their time, making it to that circle, but they get cut down in that game. EVOS also looking like monsters in that game, also getting cut down just because of that circle, Gideon. Break it down because I know you have all the details on what was really the main factor as to why Core Memory got that booyah.
I mean, there's two main factors here, right? We can talk about the end circle, which we'll get into in just a little bit, but let's talk about the very beginning of the game, because right now, it's a sick game of Mafia Werewolf, where that one guy immediately out of the gate starts pointing at people saying, hey, I think it's you. You're the guy who's taking everybody out. The accuser in this particular case is going to be R7, Pain Gaming, alongside with RRQ, which is very surprising because the Indonesian playstyle is very much around, I want to aggress once I have information, when I know what that final ring looks like.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this is one thing that we are, well, not really expecting to see, but I love seeing. But as we look in the match ranking right now, despite of Core Memory XKOG grabbing that booyah, EVOS Vine just managed to grab a lot of elimination. So I guess at this point, there's still a chase on that leaderboard. Later on, we might see who will be on the top.
I mean, for Core Memory, I think they are trying to play it safe, you know. They are not chasing to fight against other teams, and that's the reason that they only got, 5 eliminations. But that's not bad because they also had the booyah, so they can have like a bunch of points, and maybe if they keep that type of game, they can be, in the top of the ranking, you know.
I mean, it does help to play safe, especially for Point Rush, right? Because you could try to play the very risky play style, you try to be the aggressors, but we've seen time and time again, sometimes it just doesn't work. And I think especially for today, with how slowly and how intentionally teams are moving on the map, it's almost like if you try to jump on them, they're going to punish you if you overstep.
But that's the thing, right? The only teams that really got hard punished in this particular case, were one of the aggressors, which in this case is RRQ, eventually taken out by DRG, which is great for them because they ended up with 15 points at the very end. And then you were wondering, hey, what about the other aggressors? Pain Gaming and R7, despite being hyper aggressive, and Pain Gaming in particular putting an insane amount of pressure onto Fluxo, we're walking away with 16 points on that very first page, despite not being able to get into those final rings. So technically it works out.
Well, we're going to give the teams a bit of a breather as they get ready for their next matchup, but we are going to have a little bit more fun because we have the Dr. Slime and Al Habib hot takes. Let's see what the teams have to say.
What is up, folks? Welcome to Hot Takes at Free Fire at Esports World Cup 2025. I'm your host, Husky, and with me on the couch today, I got two handsome gentlemen from Team Falcons. I think the weather in Riyadh is perfect for this segment because it's pretty hot out there, and that's why we're having hot takes. So now I want to hear your hot takes, right? The most unpopular opinion you have. What are your odds of winning? 0 to 100. Can Team Falcons win again?
70 แล้วกันผม50-50 เพราะว่ามันเปลี่ยนกฎกติกามาใหม่มันมีกฎใหม่เข้ามาทำให้หลายๆทีมมีโอกาสได้แชมป์มากขึ้น
If there's one team that you guys want to face, you can 100% beat no matter what. You see them, you're gonna crush them like bugs. There's nothing they can do against you. Which team is that?
ผมว่าน่าจะเป็นทุกทีมที่ไม่ใช่ไทยกับบราซิลผมก็ทีมจากปากีสถาน
Okay, what about players, right? Which player, and I need you to name names, right? Give me one name. Which player you think is the worst player in the tournament? We gotta name names. It's getting hot. We need to name some names.
ปีเตอร์จากทีมฟอลคอนนะเพราะเริ่มกินเยอะกันแล้วเดี๋ยวเล่นไม่ไหวไปมันไปเตะเลย
Coming into this EWC, if there's one thing you want to say to everyone else.
ที่นี่ก็เป็นถิ่นทีมฟอลคอนครับก็มาหาเรื่องผมก็ระวังโดนคนดู อันนี้นะครับ ก็รอดูในเกมอยู่ครับ
So on final one, do you really think Brazil can win?
ก็ผมนะผมคิดว่าไม่ได้มีผลอะไรครับเพราะว่าแชมป์มันก็เปลี่ยนแปลงกันได้ตลอดครับมีให้แก้มืออีกหลายรายการครับก็ไม่มีผลอะไรมากครับเพราะกฎใหม่ใครก็แชมป์ก็ได้
Thank you very much, Limit and On Fire, and that wraps up our hot takes for EWC Free Fire 2025. We'll see you in the next one.
I see them breathing a little bit of fire there.
I hate how they talked about Hotshot like that. Come on, they were grief. They were grief from top 12, man. It wasn't their fault. They played well.
There's one thing for sure, though. I mean, even from beginning up until the end, when they talk about the rules, they're still worried, despite of being the champion. So I guess that's what makes this new rule gets the game exciting.
Well, and I do agree with them. I actually think that this type of format of the championship, I mean, anyone can be the winner. So I kind of respect, and I like that they mention about Brazilian teams. But well, we need to see what will happen today.
All right, thank you so much, panelists. It looks like we're almost ready to jump into game number 3. So going to be sending it over to our wonderful casters on the stage, AJ and Husky. Take it away.
Thank you very much, Danny. Survivors, are you all ready? You're back with your boys, Husky and Mustachio. This is the head-to-head, and it looks like these teams just can't wait to go up against each other. We've got Lost, we've got Falcons. Falcons obviously dominating game 1, but these Brazilians aren't too far away from them. They dominated the knockout stage. Both these teams scoring big numbers, and they're here to rock it once again.
Absolutely, and the rivalry between Brazil and Thailand continues, right? We also have Fluxo against Buriram United Esports. The rivalry goes back seasons and years on the world stage. BRU has beaten Fluxo. Fluxo has beaten BRU, but I am always focused on the captains, Bobs and Jonah, the minds, the brains, the strategists behind the teams, and they always pull off something miraculous and amazing, but so far, they haven't found success.
Both teams two-time world champs, but here at Point Rush, they are rushing to find themselves as well as some sort of form out there because they are getting trashed, right? First 2 games, both squads getting kicked out very early on. And of course, we've got Movistar R7 looking for the top, hunting down the Dragons as well as teams like Fluxo. But you know what? We got to throw it back to the casters. You guys enjoy the games. Husky and I will be back with you guys a little bit later.
Thanks very much, Husky and AJ. We will definitely be enjoying this one. We saw R7 playing the Hunter. My question is, are teams gonna rally back and hunt them back in return? You can't just sit down and take it. You gotta rise up. You gotta stand up for yourselves.
Definitely. We had a very good run here for EVOS Divine as well for the second game, but sadly no cigar for the Booyah, despite having the most point in the game. Coming into game number 3 or match number 3, Kalahari will be the place. And this is where a lot of Indonesian teams are strong at. Some of the contenders would be RRQ and EVOS as well. And as for Team Falcons, currently they are looking strong here with 28 points in the Point Rush stage, looking to defend their title in EWC 2025. So flight path was from Shrines up until Mammoth. And who is taking the finally? Yes, as usual, we're gonna see RRQ right in the smack center of Kalahari. Buriram will be on Stone Ridge. Nearby is actually Fluxo dropping around the area of the sub. Command post will be dominated by Dragon. Santa Catarina for Memory EVOS again on confinement. It looks like there's no fighting over spots right here, but RRQ might oversee the area of foundation that is currently being set as home ground for EGAL. Shots fired by Abai towards Terna. I believe Terna is now behind cover as the shot stopped. And meanwhile in Santa Catarina, Core Memory XKUG Thailand team. This is the team that managed to rake in the Booyah for game number 2 in Purgatory. So in Kalahari, will they be able to be the first team to repeat back-to-back Booyah? Or will we be seeing again another different team taking up that title.
Okay, interesting here as well. I mean, Buriram United as well as Fluxo were side by side. I was keeping an eye out into RRQ. I mean, they have been slowly making their way to Foundation and chasing out AGAL, who clearly want nothing of that at all. Some chip damage onto Saifa and Turna as well, but no answers quite yet. Chinoy does put in a bit more pressure, but it doesn't really deter Dutz, but it does put him away. And my question for RRQ is, you send on players one by one here. Mal will be that first point of contact, just rushing up forward. Could be able to go for this isolated 1v1 against Saifa, but I think Saifa is aware that he's close, and Mal in a very dangerous position. He's all alone here with the majority of AGL members there. Puts a lot of damage in as well. Gonna break that drone away from them. And they're not shy to really, I think, show their presence around the area, just to keep RRQ kind of wondering, okay, if someone is here, the crossfires are kind of lethal. Is it worth it for us to actually full send commit onto this team?
Yeah, and I'm not so sure will it be good or not, as R7 is making their way to the war grounds between RRQ and AGAL. Spotting members from Rainbow 7, RRQ instantly fall back towards Foundation, leaving AGAL in the mercy of the Latam team. But sadly, Games King is now not in the game as he has been eliminated, and as one member from Team R7, Hux was down, but he was up back again. Nice revenge by Dea, taking down Dew. Saifa tries to take revenge for Dew, but it looks like it's going to be Terna up on the spotlight, taking down Hux. But Saifa on the back goes down. Dea as well. Terna is now showing his capabilities in the game, taking down two members of Rainbow 7. And right now, R7 is left with only one.
The hunters become hunted. At this point, you really got to rally back, and that's exactly what happened at DR Dragons. They find themselves in a pickle here as Falcons look to aggress. They have put down. Peanut has already been put down, but the rest of DRG still very much in trouble as CMOX falls. They do answer back here, but RQ is close. They find one member. They knock down Yasir as well for Limit in that game. Not the problem to bring him back alive as well. RQ may have over-aggressed here, but no. They are doing this execution to perfection, completely overrunning and overcoming all of the members of Falcons, leaving Limit all on its lonesome away. And RQ, they are looking to chase. Limit has a lot of space between him and the team, but he has to make sure that he survives. And he's in a very dangerous predicament. There are teams close by who are really eager to be able to find him and get that one precious point in the back. But now it might be Divine. They're gonna rush onto him. He's inside of the building all alone. It's a meat grinder of death for him. And the Falcons just get destroyed.
Limit was just a tad bit too late to use the mini jump pad that was set up by his previous teammate to escape. RRQ, nice rotation from Foundation. They return back on towards Refinery, sees the Falcon versus Dragons fight, and Falcons, despite almost eliminating Dragons, they were then decimated by the third party set by RRQ. And with that said, Falcons has to stay on 12th place right here as they have been eliminated by Team RRQ. Meanwhile, on Shrine, Indonesia versus Indonesia, Vitality versus EVOS Divine, and Dix was shot Rasha a little bit slow on taking that final kill. Koja, nice glue wall setup, avoiding Ray from pushing over. Stepping out from the red zone of Skylar. Koja with a VSK in hand has to forfeit his match towards Ray. Nice execution. Now Vitality, Azrael and Kyung left. Azrael now is being settled by Kochil and Emga. It's going to be 2v1. Azrael now turns red. We are left with only Kyung. Will Kyung be able to save Vitality? All he needs to do is find space, but now Kochil goes in. Blue wall is up for Vitality. Kyung needs to escape, running towards the back. Quite low, but apparently looks like Kyung managed to buy time for the other members of Vitality to come back in. Kyung goes down. More points towards EVOS Divine.
EVOS are just so aggressive. This is the EVOS Divine that we saw on day one. Very aggressive, quick to this fight, and so eager to go for these, for these aggressive style plays. They are just, I would say, a lot of respect put in here. the same could be said about R7 toward the member of AGL, sending 2 players straight to make sure that deal will be secured. And R7, they've been moving aggressively around the map, finding these very aggressive pickoffs, and I think it's been giving them dividends in terms of eliminations, because right now I think they have 3 points.
EGAL, I don't think Kalahari is a very lucky map for them. After their interaction with Rainbow 7 earlier in Oldhampton, they met again in the sub. And right now, AGAL is under fire by Pain Gaming. So they were under fire by RRQ as well for a short period of time. There you go, Terna and Saifa were taken down. It's left with Chino and Dew. However, they are quite far away towards the northern side of the map near Oldhampton. So Pain secures the kill number 5. And for the other members of AGAL, I believe Pain Gaming could not get to them. So Dio and Chinoy is safe for the current time being. They need to find time and space and also coins to get back Terna and Saifa. And Pain Gaming, one of the contenders that is going strong here in EWC 2025, is looking very great in game number 3. And we are now looking Buriram being Spider-Man, grappling on towards Refinery.
RQ has been hanging around toward Foundation for quite some time as well. Saw a bit of an escape for Core Memory. I'm curious to see what's going on there.
Maybe that's the zone.
Might be. There we go. Core Memory on the screen already. RQ is close by. But at the same time, we got EVO's also just rushing into the area close by, just still chasing out the members of AGL here. AGL, you think that you're out of the blue? No, you're not. You're in trouble. Aim got falls, but the immediately trade outs from their teammates is incredible. How quickly this team can execute onto you. You blink and you're dead. Saifa down, Chinoy as well. And AGL, what are you gonna do here? You bring back a member, you're down again. Hasn't been able to find the best situation to recover every time this happens. Yep, there we go. There's Terna. Ray finds him quickly.
So
and yep, only Dew left all alone. And I think it's up to him to bring back his team into the game.
For those who might not know, Dew is nearby shrines on the northern side of Kalahari. But we're looking at Foundation. It's Core Memory and RRQ. Yep, Dew all alone and far. However, his pathing will meet together with Dix. They are in the same place.
Oh no, Dew.
Yeah, shots fired towards Dew. Dix it's not bothered by Dew, thinking that maybe Dew is not alone. And Dix revives Goja, but oh, it's Raja! Raja is the person that has found you. So EGAL, sadly, Dew tried his best. The box of honor has been placed shut permanently enshrined for Kalahari.
I have to say that EVOs have been really persistent if they are chasing. I think this fight, this chase has been going for quite some time now, and Lost looking to completely overwhelm Vitality. Vitality was the team that was aggressing here, but Lost, you have to really give it to them. They are a team that knows how exactly to deal with these executions, deal with these aggressions. They welcome it with open arms. As RQ trying to find a different way forward here, Pain wants to bring Pain onto them as well, but none of the damage actually clipping onto the members of RQ. So they're just chilling for the time being here. The only thing separating these two is that building. As Core Memory looks to address, R7 moves away. Dragons wants to move into this fight as well. There's so many things happening all around this map. But in this situation, Core Memory giving a little space away, but over onto this side, it's a bit of a stalemate.
4 teams are in the same area. Foundation now here. Pain has to fall back as they lost Gus and No Doubt. Peter and Motherboard are up to go for the long-range fights. They have a mini jump pad steadily behind this electrical tower. Dragons, all 4 still standing. R7 and Core Memory had their brawl just a little bit, and as said by Tash, there is no decisive winner between R7 and Core Memory, still on the stalemate. Meanwhile, Lost is actually pushing Vitality away. Another stalemate as well had happened, but now in Foundation, right around the area, we got RRQ, we got Vitality, we got Dragons, we got Pain, we got Core Memory, KOG, and across the river we have EVOS.
Fluxo here too.
Very concentrated as well. Yeah, Fluxo as well is slowly making their way in the same vicinity. Pain Gaming managed to get Noda and Gus back. Remind spotted M7, and that goes down. The sniper for Fluxo.
The DRG They're rallying back. Not the best or best outcome for them to defeat this map, and this time they've decided to be a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more proactive when it comes to rotating around that circle as well. They put their hand in the cookie jar, became that third party, got some eliminations out of it, then they have gotten 4 eliminations up until now as well. Fluxo currently on the back foot here, 2-2 formation I believe for them, whereas another 3-1 formation, excuse me, as they try to figure out a way to get into this circle, try to find out an opening, try to find out which team is a bit more weak when it comes to execution, so they're able to overwhelm. But the circle is shifting. Time not on many of these teams' sides, especially EVOS, who are a little bit more late to this rotation, could potentially try and find pain as they desperately find their way into Foundation.
It's gonna be chaos here, Tash, as we are still left with 10 teams. Quite a small safe zone right here.
There we go.
Noda is yet again went to the CCTV area as he has been taken down by Ray. Peter will join Noda as well. So now Pain Gaming, I believe, is left with only one remaining member. Players inside Foundation, they are right now currently quite quiet. And for Team Lost, they are slowly making their way towards the mid side of the map, I mean the new zone. And Pain Gaming, the last remaining member was found, so Pain Gaming has been eliminated on time's place. So Dragon and Fluxo is still at it. But at the same time, you can see that Cyber and Core Memory still looking at each other, still being careful not to, you know, let anyone in to both particular places. And at the same time, you can see on the minimap, EVOS is making their way towards Fluxo and Dragon. But however, the bad side of things is now on the side of Fluxo, as they are being pinned by both the Dragons and also the Tigers. Bob goes down, puts it, and is the only one left. Bob did not be saved. Yasser, despite being taken down, Seafox is going for the push, and Seafox goes down together with Simax. Things are not looking good for Dragons. They wanted to go for the attack, but it looks like they are being attacked in the end. You and Butsi stay quiet. But Seafox could not be safe at all because he is in a very hard area for Yasser and Remind to go. So it looks like Dragons is retreating back as the Tigers pushing forward. Fluxo remaining in the same area, still yet to be found by EVOS, and at the same time, Lost jumping into Foundation, being caught off guard by Vitality.
I have to say, this is all very, very aggressive and very desperate for some of these teams as well. Just landing, finding any form of space out there in the open. There's not a lot of cover. If you think about it, every single cover and corner has already been occupied, and it is just nasty out here. As Dando 9 falls Cougar to get that 1 point, and it's great for him. Lost eliminated at 8, and this is very, very rare. DRG had an upper hand, and now they are the ones in trouble. They're all around the space, but EVOS, they're on fire, and they thrive on this chaos. EVOS rush up forward. Ray, as the highest amount of damage dealer, the tip of the spear for this team, has doing a great job to just start these fights as well. But EVOS finds Vitality, eliminates them decisively, with things blowing to smithereens quickly, and 7th place for this team. But EVOS not done quite yet. They're rushing forward here, moving in tandem with the zone. Whoever that moves, they're in trouble, but somehow DRG has managed to evade them, and the same could be said about RRQ.
18 elimination points for EVOS currently. You can see that they are currently holding 32 points in our point on stage just from the eliminations and their previous games alone. So EVOS really wants that 20 elimination kills in this match. Ray goes for the elevated area. Buriram, finally we see Buriram trying to do something in the map. RRQ in cover. Buriram in the grace and mercy of Core Memory and a member from 3 Tigers. Yasser is trying to fall back. EVOS is being trapped by RRQ, but RRQ looks like they are stuck inside their own cabin. They can't go out. Grenades, if grenades were to enter in the cabins of Team RRQ, we could see a wipeout. You look, Razer has to opt to go for the Legends in order to get RRQ, but sadly, EVOS goes down. RRQ managed to finish them off. Team goes to Dragons for the other team. Now we are left with RRQ, Buriram, Core Memory, and R7.
I have to say, that was a very aggressive approach here by EVOS, perhaps an overheat. They were out there in the open, they could not move and reposition themselves, but BRU, they show their fangs here quite late, but definitely here. 4 eliminations already. Wasana looking to start something, anything, moving together as a team, but they are currently in the middle of the pack here. Sandwich have to really be careful of where exactly they decide to peek out here, but they are not going to stop aggressing here as Core Memory from the top side sets big brain over to this team, jumping down, a triple kill to his name. Core Memory already with a 5, breaking down those blue walls here, trying to find the other members of Pyramid who are stuck inside of that compound. Not going to be the easiest in terms of positioning as well. Have to be careful, but RQ at the bottom side with R7 as well, who are very, very optimistic. So for now, a stalemate to cool things off.
Yeah, quite enough for a while, but now R7 said, no, quiet, please. We want to play. They took down dudes. It's only 18 years left. Newest member from RRQ, and he goes down swinging as well. So RRQ on 4th place. We still yet to see Buriram shine. They were quite quiet here in Kalahari. There was not much interaction between BRU and the other teams. So coming into these last few moments, this is where BRU usually shine. So Core Memory on the sideline, only separated with 1 wall. R7 actually have good point of view towards both teams actually, but Buriram tries to go towards the left side of Rainbow 7, denied by a glue melter. However, Joanna, captain for the Buriram, will try to scout a little bit towards the front to see what's happening. And Rainbow 7 right now, it has to get busy trying to take Team Core Memory that is coming from the right side. So in a sense, Rainbow 7 is technically pinned, but no! Buriram caught Cougar and Dawn. Shots has been fired towards Core Memory. They have to sit quiet. They have to rest and revive and reset.
And this is a very, very dangerous zone as well, because out the top of the side of the building there is out there in the open. You throw a nade and the whole team just explodes to smithereens here. Buriram United on the back foot. The low ground is what they're going to be playing for, but they're trying to deny any angles that R7 can abuse. Everyone lying in wait to see who exactly will be popping their heads out first. A bit of chip damage all around here for every one of these teams here, but Buriram United possibly have gotten a bit too aggressive. Get high, eats a bit of damage here, but Buriram United managed to climb up onto this terrain and to the building as well. R7 tries to aggress, cannot move, cannot see, because they also have to worry about Core Memory, who are currently having their eyes onto them as well. Core Memory denying the space away from R7, pushing down those blue walls, denying them the push. For our Joker, R7 finds 2 members already. Wasana, Dawn, knocked down already. Pain for above. Hacks will fall as well. But everyone, it's a free-for-all. No clue where to go, how to play. But here is Buriram United trying their best to break these blue walls. Cannot move. It's just a matter of who can survive for the long time longer, because every single player has been separated by just these blue walls. These walls as well. Everyone jumping forward. Here's Games King trying to see whether I can see ahead. Finds nothing at all. It is cacophony. No one is dying. What is happening there? Jump ball sense as well. Jonah competes at the least as well. The time turner denies them a bit more space, but Cougar and the rest of the team are already out here. Core Memory out. Buriram United lying in wait. By the end of the day here is Bobby Star R7 to be able to get this booyah. What the heck is happening?
Everybody was putting down blue walls, not to protect themselves, but to deny entry towards this ever-shrinking zone. They tried to zone out the enemy teams, enemy players away from coming inside. From in my point of view, I thought that maybe they are setting up for a medkit fight, but the setup by movie star R7 was spot on. They blocked BRU, they blocked Buriram from pushing inside, and at the same time Buriram was actually doing the same thing, blocking Core Memory from entering the mid zone. And due to the fact that Rainbow 7 had a clearer view of things besides than Buriram and even Core Memory, they have the upper hand. They blocked both of those teams. Buriram said, I don't care, let's just rush in. They went in for Core Memory. R7 is just looking at everything. They have 1 member position to try to play the medkit, while all the others are trying to eye on Buriram and also Core Memory. And in the end, it is R7 that came on top.
Yeah, that's right. But for now, we have another 3 more maps to go, and it's getting exciting, so do not go anywhere. We're going for a quick break.
This land is calling.
Breaking news.
Hola gente, soy Hax y le voy a preguntar al Joker, ¿cuál es tu arma favorita?
¿Mi arma favorita?
Sí.
La espada bulla.
Tape.
Me pegan de derecha. Tengo que curarme. ¿Curativo alguno tiene para mí?
No.
Dale, me curo nomás.
Estão subindo a cá.
Cuidado, Oscar.